All right. Hello, 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 acolytes. Welcome to the Wyvern Chronicles. I'm your host, Sarah Southwind. Unfortunately, I have to start this episode off by announcing that Izzy will no longer be part of the show. She has decided to step away. I won't go into details about why. Just that, just things behind the scenes just didn't work out. There's no heat, just, it is what it is. Um, the door's always open if she wants to come back, but in the meantime, we have a lot to get to. Um, So I kind of wanted to start this episode off by wrong one. I wanted to start this episode off by doing a postmortem for Thumma, which has been officially canceled. Rest in peace, oh 07 to chat, and thank fucking God. What has been said about the show at this point? How it got a second season, I have no idea. Um, so specifically, what you realize I've actually watched a few episodes of a couple episodes of the first season, and it was justifiably rent to the ground. Like from the art and animation standpoint, it wasn't that bad. But I think Iron Mouse had probably the best take on this show. If this had nothing to do with Scooby Doo, this could have actually worked. But you realize that 90% of this show was self-insert, and when you realize that there was that much self-insert, you realize that the whole show was just I love Mindy, but they couldn't sell it as that. So they had to wrap it in Scooby Doo. They had to wrap it up in Scooby Doo to make it marketable. And the only thing they did by doing that was completely destroying those characters. What they did was turn one of the most insightful and thoughtful characters in animation into one of the most hated pariahs in the history of the animation industry. And I don't know anybody that like that show. We'll watch the let me first off. Let's turn this on. Okay, so let's watch the season 2 trailer. The kind of get you up to speed. Mm. Oh no. Eh, good grief. Yeah, so if you want an example of a show with badly written characters, this is it. Um, yeah, no, Mm, again, they they completely eviscerated these characters. I don't know what direction they're hoping to go in with it. Um, but yeah, no, this is it's gonna be thumbs way down. There's no scenario in which it's just this show. It had how it got 2 seasons, I don't know. And thankfully, it has been canceled, and it will no longer pollute our airways. So yeah, get that shit off the air. It has no business being on the. I don't even want to call it a Scooby Doo property just because of what they did to these characters. From an art and animation standpoint, it was actually pretty decent on its own merits. It could have actually worked, but they had to wrap it up in Scooby Doo drag to make it more appealing, and it went way off the mark, way off the mark. Yeah, so that's gonna be a big fat no for me. Um, so moving on. We're gonna jump into the opposite spectrum. Hello, boss. I don't think there's a more polarizing show that's on the internet right now. Um, it, but Hello, boss. There's no dismissing what the show has done. Um, so anybody who doesn't know about it, it's a show about imps, specifically assassin imps. Um, but what the show is done, it's not even the first animated show to be put on YouTube, but but it's the first of its kind to really make indie animation on a viable industry. Because now you see all these indie projects that are coming to light, and they're going and becoming massive successes, like Bird Drones, Amazing Digital Circus, and Hazbin Hotel, obviously, because it's set in the same universe as Helga Boss. But this to me is one of the shows that did the most heavy lifting in making indies relevant, and they're really holding the day for the industry because now the big studios are starting to take notice of indies. And they can trace those, and and all these shows can trace their successes back to Hell of a Boss, because a lot of the actors and people that worked on Hell of a Boss are working for these other shows too. So, let's see, which one can I do? Um, so I'll tell you what. Uh, so let me see how to best sum this up. Um. So at this point, it's on two seasons. According to Brandon Rogers, who voices one of the characters in the show, he the show is going to be 4 seasons. So it's got at least two more seasons to go. So yeah. Um. So we'll watch the season 2 trailer just so yeah. Oh, looking at. I don't care. Shut up. I don't care. Perfect summation. So yeah, I like how my number one, my number one favorite complaint about this show is that it has too much swearing and sex jokes. Which, hello, have you heard of adult animation? South Park, Family Guy, they've been doing that before this show was even a thought. So yeah, um, my only real knowledge is the inconsistent uploads because it's being made in real time rather than being made ahead of time, which a lot of shows are. Um, but yeah, it's indie. It's for an indie show, it is really well made. Um, the art and animation is it it's an acquired taste. It's not for everybody, but I like it. I like the simple. I like how stylized it is, and I can't think of another show on YouTube that comes close to matching that. That even comes close to matching that quality. So as a show, yeah. Um, Again, my only real knocks on it is the inconsistent uploads and maybe the reusing of specific mechanics like there's a couple of instances where they use the same spinning. There's a couple of episodes where they use the same spinning mechanic to show them all the other characters attacking one character, but that only works when there are a lot of characters. I don't know about using it twice. I think that's one of my biggest knocks on it is just reusing the same mechanics over and over again. But then again, it is operating on an indie budget, so it is what it is. So as a show, oh, yeah. What the hell, you goddamn shit? Yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough way up. I can't recommend it enough. Um, if you watch any show like Adventure Bros or Harvey Birdman or anything like that, this show is absolutely worthy of being on Adult Swim. If this show went on Adult Swim, it would be an indie winner. So yeah, I'm interested in seeing where this goes. So yeah, definitely go and see this. Definitely see this show. It is definitely worth the effort. Um, so yeah, they're introduced to each other. So next on the bat is going to be Parasite. So for anybody who's ever read the manga and watched the show, this is I think it's just more self-contained. I don't think it's based directly off the manga. Cause yeah, it's probably it's got a different protagonist, a different plot. So let's check this out. Um, so yeah, this is Korean made, obviously. What I like the most about this show is that it makes minimal use of CGI, which for horror I think it's overused. I think I prefer it better when they use it less. Um, they don't really use it a whole lot in this. Um, I like, and obviously the horror elements are spot on. I mean, it does get much more creepy than this. Um, I think if I have any complaints about it, it's my biggest talk is just the overuse of the same monster designs. Um, I think I could have varied those a little bit more. Um, and other than that, it's a well written show. It looked great. Um, I think it's only one season though. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think it's a limited run. But I like that. But yeah, this is one that I would definitely recommend. Um, and my and also it's on Netflix, so you know I used to have Netflix, but I had to cancel it because fuck their price gouging. I can get pretty much the same programming on Prime for a lot less. So and I was happy to get rid of it. But as a show, this is absolutely worth it. Um, I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see more of it. It's already out actually, I think. But at any rate, yeah, that's gonna be another yeah for me. Um, so let's move on to games. No, not movies. Games. Okay. So one of the big releases for the season is the Silent Hill 2 remake. Um, oh, they're gonna damn it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Shut up. Yeah. So, I've already seen a couple of these playthroughs of this. Um, I have the original. So I wondered how this would measure up to the original. Um, Obviously Pyramid Head. That's always gonna be a plus because there's no Silent Hill without Pyramid Head. I like what they did with them. Um, I like the smoother animation. It's fully voice acted as opposed to having just like battle cries in the first game because it was on PS2. Um, um, was it PS2 or PS1? Whatever. Um, uh, Obviously the biggest knocks thus far are the performance issues. There are a lot of performance issues with it. Like it's not very well optimized. I've been seeing a lot of creators crash because of it. Um, even if you have it on the lower resolution settings, it's still causing a lot of creator crashes, which is one of the reasons why I don't typically buy games at launch anymore. Um, because they always come with all kinds of performance issues. And this was another example. Uh, I think as a remake, um, it's actually pretty well done. And it doesn't take too much away from the original. I kind of felt like there were some deviations that were unnecessary. But as a remake, yeah. I'm gonna say I'm gonna give this a thumbs up. Um, but I would hold off on buying it right away until they solve all their performance issues because I'm hoping there are gonna be some patches coming. Because that's where we are with games anymore. They don't make full game. They don't make complete games anymore because all these AAA companies they don't even do QA testing anymore. So they never find these things until after they put it out. And then the players are the ones who have to find them. Um, but yeah, I would buy it, but I would hold off until they've done some patchwork on it, which I'm hoping is coming. Um, but as a remake, yes, it is pretty decent. Um, so the other major remake that came out this year was Until Dawn. So let's check this out. So yeah, I have played the original of this. The high point for me in the original was the graphics, which I thought was a little ahead of its time. Because I can't think of another game that came out on on PS3 or any platform that it was only on PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, right? Um, but yeah, I can't think of another game that came on PlayStation PS3 that came close to touching the graphics. I thought that was a high point of it, but that was all they really did with the remake was just kind of clean up the graphics a little bit. They didn't fix the controls. It's virtually the same control scheme. Uh, and just like with Silent Hill 2, the Silent Hill 2 remake, there are a lot of performance issues. Um, yeah, it's having the same problems of crashing computers, even on those settings. Um, as a remake, I I gotta say no. Um, just because I think if you have the original, you probably just better off staying with the original because this is definitely not worth the $60 that it costs. Um, then you're really not getting your money's worth with this one. And they didn't change any of the story, the character interactions, or anything like that. All they did was put coat of polish on it. That's pretty much all they did. But they didn't change anything else about the mechanics or the gameplay or anything like that. And it's still got really clunky controls. It has the characters themselves just aren't likable, like at all. Um, so yeah, nah. If you have the original, just probably just stick with the original. It's really not worth the $60 that this game cost. Um, so next on the list, Paranormal Tales. Let's check this out. God damn it! Fucking head again. Okay, here we go. Okay. So yeah, I actually like this kind of style where I'm a big fan of the found footage style, which is kind of what this is. It's a body cam style game. It's doing it from the perspective. It's kind of POV, but it's more found footage, which I'm a big fan of. Because it puts you in it draws the audience in. It puts the audience in that environment. Um, it's got a really creepy atmosphere. It really sells the scare value. Yeah. Um, it's indie. That's always a plus. I love when indies do it right. Um, and I guess if I do have a knocks on it though, is that because then you get short. It's pretty short. I think it's only got an hour or two of gameplay, so not much replay value. Um, I'm interested. I might actually buy this game. I haven't decided if I'm going to. But it's really well done. So, um, for any horror games, any horror games tend to be hit or miss because there's not a whole lot you can do to make horror games more interesting because it's kind of oversaturated a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna say yes on this one. Um, it, it's it, it's really well done for being a small indie. Um, I'm not sure about the replay value because I haven't played it yet. But yeah, I like what I've seen from the trailer so far because I'm a big fan of that style. So it kind of reminds me of Fatal Frame a little bit. Uh, if you've ever played any of those games, it's pretty close to that. Um, but yeah, I highly recommend it. Go and check it out. Um, so that is it for games. Let's go into movies. No, movies. Okay. So the first up the bat is Seen on the Slot. Let's check out the trailer. Yeah. So Seen on the Slot. I'm a big Stephen King's fan. Stephen King fan. I started reading him when I was 12. First Stephen King book I read was it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I really understood what happened at the end of the first act, so don't even. Yeah, I think I was too young. I think I was too young to really understand it. Um, but I've been a big fan of his ever since. I think um, it looks really well done. um, doing a horror centered child centered horror movie is actually really tough to pull off without it being like a goosebumps thing. Because a lot of the times when you have a horror movie that's centered around a child actor, it's usually like soft horror, if that's even the word for it, because there's no real scary moments. But this does it very well, I think. Uh, um, the acting is spot on. I love the creep value. Um, it's got some great sound design. Um, but I think if I have any knocks on it, is the overuse of CGI. Because again, I don't think it's very necessary to use that much CGI in a horror movie. Um, I don't think you really need to do that more than you really need to. But I think they overused it in this a little bit. Um, um, but yeah, um, and it's a great adaptation. And it's actually the second adaptation of this of the novella, right? Um, but I think I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. I will give it a thumbs up. Um, because I love the novella. The novella is great. Um, I still haven't. Um, um, but I like what they were going. I like what they're doing with it. I haven't decided. I haven't decided if I'm gonna watch it though. Um, it might still happen. I don't know yet. I'll probably wait for it to come out on DVD or something. Because I don't have Max and no interest in getting Max. Um, not for one movie at least. Um, but yeah, I'm giving it a thumbs up. I highly recommend it. So moving on to Smile. Um, so yeah, this is the sequel. Um, I like the premise. Um, they do a great job of setting the atmosphere. Um, and and smiles. There's always something really creepy about somebody who smiles too much. Um, uh, I think I think one problem though is that they keep going to the same trope over and over again. Um, which I think kind of loses its horror value a little bit. Um, you can't do the same scares over and over again because it's gonna lose its effect by the end. You want to when you have a game when you have a movie that's when you have a movie like this, you want to keep the audience in suspense for as long as possible. I feel like it loses the tension by the end. Um, so I'm gonna give this a soft thumbs down. I think they could have done a little bit more with it. Um, I would have liked the scares to have been stretched out a little bit more, if that even makes sense. Um, but I really feel like they could. I really feel like they just have real promise. I think it just missed it slightly off the mark. That's why I'm giving it a soft thumbs down. Um, that being said, go over to the last one. I've got thoughts about this one. Yeah. Oh my God. Um, I hate to even call this a horror movie. Uh, uh, I mean, it's kind of like if Cocaine Bear and Revenge of the Killer Tomatoes had a baby. This is what they came up with. It just felt so far on the mark. And the acting, oh my God, that acting was just so phony. How are they expecting to sell that? Just no, it just no. Uh, yeah, that's gonna be a thumbs down. Thumb way down. That was more of a horror satire than an actual horror movie. There was nothing scary about it. There really wasn't. Um, so yeah. Yeah, no. As a horror movie, no. This ain't it. This is one of the biggest problems that I have with a horror movie. Just making a generic monster doesn't make it a horror movie. It just doesn't. That acting, you couldn't sell that with any kind of marketing campaign. It was so bad. It was so bad. But yeah, no, that's no. Avoid that one. Avoid that one like the plague if you can. It, it's on Hulu, so yeah. Again, that's another subscription thing. I can get way better horror movies on Prime. Um, so yeah, that's the end of the list this week. Um, so yeah, if you haven't already, subscribe below. Click on the bell to be notified of new episodes. Um, I will be looking for a new co-host. I don't have anybody in mind yet. Uh, I will let you know if anything on that front changes. But for the moment, um, it is what it is. Um, and yeah, we will. I will see you on the next episode.